In this lecture, we're going to be looking back at creating our first website again, this time in a little bit more detail and using a bit more best practice. If you're using a text editor like Atom or something similar, it will be slightly easier than if you're using the basic text editor on your laptop. Either way, I'll be going through the whole thing. First of all, some of you may be wondering if you can get rid of these welcome things. Very easily, you just close the tabs to make space. So I'm going to press Control N. On Macs it might be Command N, or you can just go to File and do New File. I'll do that for now. Now, to get into the habit of the most basic things, I suggest the first thing that you do when you create a new HTML file is you do Control S, so you save, and then you save the file. I'm just going to put this as test site, so all one word, .html. So it's so important that you save the file as a .html file. And then I click save. So now basically my text editor, it knows that it's a HTML file. So it will help me with autocorrect and stuff like that. So this is the really cool thing now. What we did before was fine. So hi, this is a basic website. So this is absolutely fine to do. And if I save this, Control S, go to my desktop and I open it, hopefully you'll be able to do this as well, it shows you the basic website. Now that's fine to start off with, but we're going to do something, we're going to actually get into the HTML a bit more now. So I'm going to type into Atom here, HTML, and it comes up with this, which is basically like an autocorrect or auto suggestion. So I click on it, and it gives you all this stuff. Now, this might look intimidating at first, but it's really, really not. So just stick with me. Essentially, what you want to have at the top of your file is this line here, saying doctype HTML. So that basically, when your browser opens this file, it knows that the document type is HTML. So it just makes it a bit easier for the browser to recognize that it's an HTML file. And then we have to say that in all of this, this is all HTML. I'm going to go into more detail into these, what we call carets, or more than less signs. So these things here. Essentially, when they're in these more than or less than signs, I'll be calling them carets. So what we find is that we use these a lot in HTML. We can call them tags as well. So actually I'll refer to them as tags because it's a bit easier. And essentially the tags say, within these tags, we have something. So for example, we have the head tags here, right? With this slash here, that means that's the end of the head, and this is the start of the head. So within the head, we have this content. Don't worry about what the content is. What's really important for you to realize and to absorb right now is that these tags, they basically, in the file, they say that there's some content inside of them. So we have a head and a body. Now with HTML, the body is very important. This is where you have all of your content. This is where you'll have your text. So I would write, hi there, this is a website. Hooray! And I'll get rid of that typo as well. So we can put all of our text in here, we can put all of our images in here. And actually, if I go back here and refresh now that it's been saved, you can see that we have the new text here. So essentially in the body, that's where your text goes, your images, your videos, the links that you want to put in there, all of the content goes into the body. In the head here, we're using what we call metadata. So before I forget, here in the HTML, we're just saying what language it is, English, and the direction of the text, left to right. You really don't need to know this kind of stuff. It appears automatically in Atom. If you're using a basic text editor, you're going to have to either copy and paste this or just remember to add these each time. You don't have to add these things. You could just have HTML. This is just helpful for the browser, let's say. And this is the character set to be using, which is just a standard character set. The title, that's quite helpful. That's what will appear as the tab name. So name of website. If I save that and then I refresh that page, you will see that at the top here, where the tab is, that's the title here. So I don't want to get you bogged down with too much stuff at the moment. If you're using something like Atom, it's incredibly easy just to get this set up. All you have to do, like I showed you before, is type HTML, select that one, and everything will come up for you. And then if you want, you can add a title here. In the body, this is where all of your text, all of your images, all of the content of your website goes. We'll be talking about how we order it and how we style it as we go through the course. But what I really wanted to get across in this lecture simply is this is how you create the basics of a script for HTML. You have to state that you have HTML, and within the HTML you have a head and a body. And what we have are tags to say when it starts and when it ends. The start you can just put HTML, but to finish it, it has to have the /HTML at the end. And this is a really basic mistake that a lot of people make when they forget to close their tags. And we'll be going over that again and again in the course. So the things to remember from this lecture, I don't want you to get too overwhelmed, is that you need to have this doc type, the HTML, head and body. If you're using a text editor like Atom, it's super simple. And then just remember that you have these tags. We have an opening and a closing. And that's all you need to remember for now. And trust me, as we go through the next few lectures and we start adding in a few different lines of text and images, it will all make a lot better sense. And all I can say for now is every time that I'm showing you something like this, code along with me, script it out with me, and you'll get so used to it so quickly. So that's it for now, and I'll see you in the next lecture.